What's up, guys? I'm Mike from Stocked Up, and in today's video, we're going to be going over the hottest plays that are trending on Wall Street Bets right now. So whether you like Wall Street Bets or you don't like them, they have a lot of power and influence. They're the group behind the short squeezes with AMC, GameStop, and a ton of other stocks. Basically, what we're going to be doing in today's video is we're going to find what stocks they are talking about this week, and this might give us an edge heading into next week. So like I said, if you like them or if you don't like them, either way, they have a lot of power and influence. So let's get right into today's video. So if we look on this website, quiverquant.com, we can see these are some of the you can see the hottest stocks in Wall Street Bets right now. Of course, SPY is towards the top of that list, but we have like GameStop, AMC, Wish, NVDA, and a couple other ones. And there's actually some decent setups. So either way, make sure to stick around to the end of the video. We're going to make it quick. We're going to make it to the point, and there are some good plays. So let's get right into it. One of the first ones I wanted to go over was CLOV. I already have support and resistance lines drawn on this one, but everyone loves to hype up stocks when they're already exploding, you know, like AMC. Everyone, and I mean everyone, was talking about this one after it was already at like $55 or $60. And for most people, it's already too late at that point for like a short-term trade, right? Some people can still make money in situations like that, but generally speaking, stocks are talked about the most after they already had their move. You know, NVIDIA is a great example. A lot of people are talking about NVIDIA now, and it's already been super high. So looking at CLOV, this one had a crazy run back on, what was this? You could say June 7th, right around there. It had a crazy explosion to the upside, but ever since it's been selling off, and we're getting really, really close to a huge support level at $8. Personally, I think this is a pretty decent setup. Of course, it's very risky. It's definitely a very speculative play, but given the setup, I actually like it, and I'm not one to really play risky plays that much, but this one's not bad, actually. It's bouncing off a huge support level. IV's still a little bit high, which worries me a little bit, but, you know, for shares or options, like call options with some time, I kind of like the setup. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. On a technical level, they're bouncing off a huge support at $8. After that, it has support around like $6.50. So it's not bad, and you know, you're buying basically at the low. So I think it's a pretty decent setup. If we do see a bounce back up, the first resistance is at $10, and then after that, it's at like $11.20 or so, and then we have 12 and then 14. So the risk reward is pretty awesome. You know, let's say you get in around this support at $8 or so, and you can cut, let's say it falls below $6. And if it pops, it can pop all the way up to like 12 or 14. So I think it's a pretty good setup. Clov has exploded a lot in the past, and you know, there's definitely potential, and it's good to see it trending on Wall Street Bets. The next one I wanted to talk about was SPCE. So this one had an amazing catalyst the other week. They had a pretty successful test flight, but the problem is that they had a like $500 million share offering, which was just horrible for the stock for the short term. That's the thing. They sold more shares on the open market, which kind of screws over current investors. However, share offerings normally hurt the stock for the short term because just shares get diluted and it adds more selling pressure. However, for the long term, it's normally a good thing because at the end of the day, the company is selling these shares to invest back into themselves. So it sucks for the long term, but this one might be a decent dip buy. It's right at this huge support at $30. The next support's at 25, and even when you just look at it on a you know, like chart, like on the charts, it doesn't really have drops this drastic too often. And in the past, whenever it does have these crazy drops, normally we do see at least a slight pop back up. But either way, they had an amazing catalyst with the great news from the FAA. They had a good flight, and you know, the share offering hurt them in the short term, and this might be a decent dip buy for the long term. Again, it's pretty dang risky. IV is pretty high, but if you're messing around with any stocks from Wall Street Bets, they're definitely going to be risky. So definitely keep this one on your radar. It's at a huge support level. It has some pretty good levels in general. Next support at 25, next resistance at 40. Definitely keep it on your watch. And with the next one, we have, you know, Apple, that's a big one, but if we go to CRSR, This one's been pretty interesting. It's been consolidating, like basically doing nothing for the past like 4 months or so, and they just fell below support at 30. Honestly, I don't see like a crazy, like I don't like this one's not as crazy as like CLOV or SPCE, but it's still a decent play overall. They're a safer company. They're a more established company, you could argue. So they are coming close to that support right around like $28.50 or so. Might be a decent dip buy there. It bounced off this level a couple times in the past. This one, it's not, in my opinion, it's not as exciting as CLOV or SPCE, but it is a little bit safer. And then with the next one, we have NVDA. This thing's been going crazy. So this thing had a crazy run up for the past couple months. I've been talking about NVIDIA between the live streams and the daily videos basically every day for the past couple weeks. And it's finally pulling back. It was way overbought. The next support is $700. I would be very surprised. I'm very curious to see how soon we will touch $700 again on this one. I know a lot of stocks are very overbought right now. And in my opinion, we might see a bounce back up with NVIDIA in a couple days or something like that. But I think generally they have a good amount of room to pull back down to 700. So puts are like decent for day trades on this one. The next support's at 700. There is a little bit of resistance at 750, and of course that huge resistance right at 785. And then with the next one we have WISH. So this one's also been going kind of crazy, you can say. Wish it had a nice pop up in like the middle of June, and ever since it's just been like slowly fading off. And this one, it's not bad. Like personally, my favorite one right now is CLOV. Like I said, it's definitely a risky play, but Wish isn't bad either. The only thing about this one is it's kind of in a weird spot right now where, like, for example, if you look at CLOV, they are at the huge $8 support. Wish, there's no like huge level it's at right now. 10 was a really important level and it broke below that. And when you really look, there isn't another major support until $8. So it's kind of like stuck in the middle of this range, which isn't the best because it's not like there's any like major supports coming up or even resistance for that matter. So this one's just kind of on my watch list. If we do see it touch 8, I think it'd be decent for like, maybe some leap calls or shares. Like I said, it'll be 100% definitely risky. So keep that on your radar. And then if we go back to the list over here, of course we have AMC and GME. I know these have been struggling a lot lately. It's been brutal, especially for AMC lately. Really fell below that support at $55, and ever since it's just been tanking. If we look intraday, there has just been so much selling pressure with this thing. Like every time it tries to run up, sellers come in and they just reject it, and it makes lower and lower highs. It tried to run up on Thursday, but it was unsuccessful. So it's been brutal. I hope it pops for everyone who is in it, but it's just looking brutal. There's a lot of sellers coming in. The next major support is $30. The next resistance is 35, and after that it's 40. So it's kind of stuck in the middle of a range right now between $30 and $40. It's looking pretty risky though. It's I hope it pops up for everyone who's in it, but it's looking pretty bad. Hopefully it can hold this support. And then if we look at GameStop, which is GME, this one, it has also been selling off. It hasn't been as bad as AMC. But yeah, it's definitely been selling off. It's up a little bit on the day for Friday. Still, there's just a lot of selling pressure coming in, like even in after hours and during the trading day. Lots of selling pressure coming in, unfortunately. But one thing to notice is normally like these meme/hype stocks they're not too correlated to the market overall. So maybe if we see the market start to pull back over this next week, maybe people will resort into some of these meme stocks. It's just a potential thing to watch out for. Out of all of these plays, I would say CLOV is my favorite. All of them are risky. Anything to do with, these types of meme/hype stock, WallStreetBets plays, they're risky, 100% risky. Out of all of them, though, I would say CLOV is my favorite, mainly due to the risk to reward level. basically, if you get in around 8, or let's say you could get in lower, maybe at like 7 or something, you're risking $1 to $2 to make, you could say at least 2 to 4. So, and if you hold longer, it could be a lot more. The all-time high is around 28. Not saying it's going to retest that, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a retest of 14 or 16 over the next couple months. I'm not in this play right now, but I'm thinking about it for next week. Like I said, it's definitely risky. Do your own research. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and let me know what you think about these stocks in the comments down below. Do you think AMC is going to keep tanking? Do you think CLOV is going to pop? Do you think SPCE is going to explode back up to 55? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you learned something or gained some value, it would really, really help me out if you could hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. But other than that, thanks for watching.